What's up, everybody? Welcome to the shop. Today I figured I'd do an unboxing. I know there's a bunch of videos on these cold cut metal chop saws, but I wanted to go over why I picked this one specifically. This is the Evolution S380 CPS. It's their middle of the line product or saw. It's upgraded from the 355, I think is what the other one was called. Anyway, I've been using this old rigid abrasive one. Well, not really using it. It's been here on my bench for almost 3 years now. I just don't like it. It doesn't cut really straight, so I got to dress up the cut anyway. And then you got to clean it up after you're done. And before you can do any of that, you have to wait for it to cool down. Oh, and by the way, sparks are everywhere. I had to put a blast shield up behind it so that the sparks and everything wasn't flying across the shop. So I've been wanting one of these for quite a long time. And I do a lot of reading and researching and watching YouTube videos myself. And I couldn't, over the past week or so, I couldn't really find, a good video on why you would go with one or the other. I saw a bunch of product reviews on why they liked their saw, but, like there's the Vevor brand, the Wen brand, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita. They all make these things. And, the DeWalt, Milwaukee are really expensive comparatively. And from what I can see, they don't really do that much more. Now the Wen and the Vevor, and I think most of these are made in China anyway, maybe Taiwan or something. But, why would I pay $500 for this one versus the $230 for the Wen or the Vevor? So anyway, that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you this, and then on the next video, I'm going to do chop tests. So check down in the description for that video. Got a nice stick of 3/16 angle, 1.5" angle iron, and I'm gonna do 45s on every different type of cutting tool I've got. So that'll be a fun video, and I'm gonna be doing that here in about an hour or so. Anyway, let's get this thing unboxed, and I will explain why I picked this one specifically. Looks like some assembly is required. Very well packaged, nice thick. I was a little bit worried because this corner down here was smashed in. You can see it there, but no damage. Nice blade. Is that the 15-inch or the 14? 14-inch blade. Tool itself. All right, so here it is. It does look nice, but I'm much more of a function over form kind of fella. And I will show you why I picked this one specifically. And there's just some really neat ergonomics. Now the Vevor, the one thing I really didn't like about that one was the handle. Its handle is more like a chainsaw handle. And to me, this is my bench. It's like 30-ish inches, maybe 32 inches. So this thing, if that handle was up here, that'd be really awkward, right? Maybe I could see if it was on the floor, then you'd have just reach down and grab it. So, I guess. One thing I didn't like about this one that a lot of the other brands have is a spin knob, or like obviously this is the spin knob, but there's a little handle that sticks out, so it's easier to just, Anyway, I do like that idea. But honestly, this isn't bad. But some of I think it was the Wen, didn't have this quick release here, which that's huge. To me, that's just awesome, okay? Now, some of the bigger things that I was really excited about is down here on the base, and it has these preset holes that you can, once you loosen it, you can pop this pin up. So you can see it. You just pop this pin up, and it's almost like having a compound miter, right? It is a miter, but it's really nice to have that quick spot, and we'll see how accurate that is, but I'm guessing it's pretty close. This guy, you can lift it up to turn it to get it out of the way. So all of that, these are the biggest reasons right here, just the usability. Now it does have 2 extra threaded holes, or actually I think 4 extra. I think you can move it back. I think there's 3 sets. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So there's 1, 2, 3 of those threaded holes, and they're supposed to be right here. You get your Allen wrench stuffed right in there. You can just break it loose and move it forward. Actually, I'll just do that right quick. Probably be easiest like this, huh? I don't know. So yeah, there's lots and lots of little things on this one that just, to me, makes it worth the extra $100. Now, I literally just got this, obviously. This is the middle of February 2024, and the Evo Saw 380 on Amazon was $366, you know, so plus shipping and tax if you don't have Prime. And this saw was $479. So to my door, it was, I think, $502. So basically $500. And I can't necessarily say I would have bought this saw if I didn't have a bunch of reward points or cash back on my credit card. So there's that. Okay, so yeah, you can move your back plate forward and back, and the reason for that is when your saw comes down, or when your blade comes down, I don't even know what that was. When your blade comes down, depending on the material you're cutting, you want the saw, you know, if you're cutting something bigger, you might have to move it forward. I don't know exactly, but basically the center of your saw blade will come down at a different spot for different materials. So you can move your base plate or your back plate forward and back so that you hit the right spot on the material you're cutting. All right, so I made a mistake and didn't read this, and now that I've read this, I remember seeing this in a video, I think it was by Tim Welds. The rear position for your fence, if it's at a 45, you can see how close your work piece gets to the rear end here. And on top of that, if it comes down all the way, you'll see that there could be a sliver left over back there that doesn't get cut. So let me grab something like this. Let's say I got a work piece in there. Now this is the fence in the far aft position. My work piece is there. I come down, it doesn't even cut it. So that is another reason why you have the multiple positions to bring the fence forward so that the blade catches it at the very back end there. All right, so that was one thing I missed earlier. That's a really good looking blade. And I've done a lot of reading up on the different blades too. If you haven't seen him, Project Farm, he did a whole episode on metal cutting blades. And you know, I love Diablo. It's at Home Depot. They're red, Italian made, and I love all of their blades. And one of their metal cutting blades, 14-inch blades, did pretty good in his lineup, but so did the Evo blade. He used a diamond blade and a whole bunch of different blades. And honestly, they seem to all come out pretty doggone close. So I'm just gonna stick with the blade that this one comes with. Now, I like to do aluminum fab work as well, so I'm probably gonna order the Diablo aluminum blade, and I think they just have more teeth. Looks like it comes with a whole extra set of these. Oh, they're a bigger set. Well, I'm gonna assume, oh, I'll bet these are for the 15-inch. You know, I could look at the instructions, but might lose my man card. So I'm gonna assume the blade they sent with this is supposed to be with the retainers that are on here. Now there's supposed to be an arbor lock, which I'm betting is this button back here. Yep. Let's see if it runs pretty true. Looks good from this angle. All right, so this is what I was talking about. If we drop this little dude, let's say in the back hole, and we want to cut right there, you see when the blade comes down, like this would be the center line of the blade. Now you can do that, but you want it closer. So by having this adjustable back plate, now when it comes down, you're much more in line with that. So again, that was just one of the things. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I don't like that though. It's like it wants to jump out of the quick release teeth, which, like if it's tightened down, I'm sure I'll get used to that. The base of this thing, it's got three nice rubber, well, it's supposed to have 3 rubber feet, and I've only got 2. I am getting so sick of missing parts. I mean, maybe it's in the box, I don't know. All right, well, moving on with the video. This is your tool storage right here, all right, which is, I mean, it's flimsy, but it works, okay? I'll give it that, it works. Man, it just chaps my ass. Brand new. 3rd brand new tool in a week to be missing something out of the box. I got this whole handful of different things here, so we'll see if we can't get one of them to work. The only thing that's even remotely close is a spray cap. That actually, other than it's not rubber, still not great. What can you do? All right, so let's start at the top of the exact reasons why I went with this one. Honestly, just the overall construction, that's number one. We've got the cast base. It's much heavier duty, much sturdier, nice flat all the way across. Okay, so that's number one. Number 2 was the handle. Now, these are in no particular order, right? Just how I thought of them. The handle is just very ergonomic for being on a bench. Okay, so I really, really like that. This one can take a 14 and a 15-inch blade. The quick release of both the fence and the vise and the addition of the 90-degree hold down plate. Again, quick on, quick off. If you look at the other ones, the Vevor, the Win, the vise itself, all right, the clamp, this part right here, this is cast iron, and it's really stout. You look at those other ones, they're stamped metal or just bent metal even, and they don't look very sturdy, and I'm sure if you try to torque something down, it could very easily twist. The adjustability of all of this stuff, the quick release, not just the fact that it's heavy duty, but everything is quick release. So, you know, and it's got the pre-drilled holes for your 45s and your 90s. So let's see how accurate that part is. I brought my squares out, a couple small ones. So let's see how square that is. About as square, and I didn't have to adjust anything. I literally just slid it back, dropped it in, tighten it down, maybe a thou off, maybe. Very, very close. Let's check our 45 now. And again, I'm not doing any extra adjustments. I'm just letting it go till it drops in, tighten it down. Let's see. That's, again, maybe a thou off, maybe. So really, really close. Yeah, it might be angled just maybe a thou, which is plenty good enough for what I'm doing. Now, with that said, one of the things that I saw on the Wins and the Vevors and even the DeWalt's, this swivel base here, the swivel point right here, pivot point for the whole chop head, is very weak on those other ones. It's tiny even. Like this has got this big cast aluminum head unit right here, and it looks like almost a 1 inch, and no, probably 1/2 inch to 5/8, maybe a 9/16 dowel going through it. And where the base connects to the head unit is really stout. If you look at the photographs, I'll throw one up here in the corner of, say, the Win. It's tiny, you know, and so you actually get a lot of wobble in the actual whole head unit, the saw part itself. So that was another reason. The larger chip tray. So looking at even the Evo saw, the Win, the Vevor, their chip tray is literally that big, all right? This one is huge in comparison, and it fills up that whole area. The chip collection area, where chips drop straight in through the cutout, or they get shot back. One of the things I did see is that especially if you're cutting tubing of some sort, as it's cutting through, there's nowhere for the chips to go back, so they can't fly back or down. They end up shooting out the side. And that's one of the places that you end up making the big mess, all right? And that's basically it. So what are you really getting for the extra $100? That's really $110 extra for this over the Evo saw. Well, the base is the big one. The cast fence and vise, they both have the quick release vise, at least the two Evos. Oh, the bigger chip tray. That's basically what you're getting with the CPS, the 380 CPS. And the quick release fence. So is that really worth the extra $110? Quick release fence, cast iron vise and fence, and cast aluminum base. That's really the biggest difference. Personally, I think so, especially if you're going to be using it for years and years and years and years. It's nice to have something solid that's gonna last. The stamped steel base on the other one, I don't see that being a huge problem. But man, even if you're only saving 10, 20 seconds, because like I said, this quick release, I don't even have to look for the 45. And honestly, most of my cuts, I'd say at least 9 out of 10, are either a 90 or 45. If I need somewhere in between, it actually does have the thing back here for angles. You got your little angle strip back here that's mounted. It's very visible, so that wouldn't be that tough. But compared to the other one, you know, saving yourself that much time. Don't even have to look at it to adjust it or set it. To me, that adds up over the years. Now, I'm not a professional. I don't make money welding or fabricating. However, I am tired of wasting time on silly stuff, you know. So for me, the extra $110 is worth it to get this one over, say, the Evo saw. Now the Evo saw is, you know, 100 and some odd more than the Win. The Win, I think, is 300 even right now. Okay, so it's only $66 more. Personally, I don't think you can go wrong with paying an extra $66 to get the Evolution Evo saw 380, or even the was it 355 over the Win or the Vevor. That's just my 2 cents. I like good tools, but I recognize that there's a time and a place. I was this close to just getting the Win because I don't do that much cutting with this. Would I have done it if I didn't have that credit on my credit card, you know, that cash back? I don't know. You know, I wasn't ready to make this purchase anyway, but after that DeWalt fiasco with the cordless ratchet, I sent both of them back. I decided, screw you guys, keep your $220, $30, whatever it was. And I got this instead because I decided not to work on the trucks for a couple months. So I got some winter time to work in the shop, and I'm gonna do a little bit of metal work. So that's all I got for this one. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do one quick cut just because I'm excited to see it work, and then we'll shut it down. I do really like how long this cord is. That's got to be an 8-foot cord on there. So that's pretty handy. Ear and eye protection is a must with these things. Okay, I like that. Let's just shave off a sliver here. Get our chip tray in there first, huh? It's got a little tab on the inside there. Could be the most shallow Allen head bolt I've ever seen in my life. Oh, it's spring loaded. Cool. Okay, that's better. Now let's try it. Not gonna lie, that is loud, even with those earmuffs on. So that is a really clean cut. I'm really happy with that. A little bit of a piece sticking off the edge here, but I mean, overall, that is the cat's ass right there. And yeah, I got chips all here already, all on the ground. Not much behind though. You can see it's in the tray a little bit. All right, so that'll wrap it up for this video. Thanks for checking in. Check back for the other video I'm gonna start setting up right now. I've got, obviously, the cold cut. We got the abrasive cutoff. I'm gonna use the plasma cutter, a grinder, a portaband, a hacksaw, and a regular bandsaw. So that should be fun just to see, you know, how long each one takes, how clean the cuts are, how accurate those cuts are. So that link will be in the description, and I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you on the next video.